our go, trying things we didn't know, looking at the sky, see it come alive.
Today I'm doing a video on my primary / traditional fire setup. So this is what I generally, I've always carried this setup. Well, I kind of have, but never kind of grouped together like I have it now. But this is kind of my setup, primary setup for Firecraft as well. I do carry some ferro rods like the Exotac Nano Striker you guys have seen, and actually that's pretty much the only ferro rod I carry. I guess I do carry my Light My Fire Scout as well, but other than that, I really only carry 2 ferro rods. I don't really like ferro rods because I've always really sucked with them, but I don't suck with flint and steel. I'm actually really good at starting fires with it, and that's what this kit is based around, and it's a pretty awesome kit. The actual bag, as well as most of the contents, as I'm sure any of you longtime subscribers know, was actually made by MCQ, and it was really awesome that he made that for me. And I don't really tend to use a whole lot of this stuff in it, just because it's a lot of stuff from England, and it's all stuff that I can't get, so I like to keep it in there. But there is some stuff that I do use in there, like chaga, and I do replace it pretty fast with my own stuff. It's an awesome leather bag. It has this antler toggle here, and toggles are awesome. They're very easy to make, especially these bone toggles. They look really awesome. All you need is just a drill, and you just drill a straight hole through it, and you thread both ends of your paracord through it, and it's a toggle. And the primary thing toggles help to do is to help this bag from just expanding, because it kind of acts like a lock, essentially, that doesn't allow this bag to expand. So once you cinch it down, it stays cinched. So you just pull that toggle out of the way, and then the bag can actually open up. And this is kind of what I carry in here. Once again, a lot of this stuff was from him. He actually intended this to be a handle for a ferro rod. It's a little bit small for that, in my opinion. Like, you'd have to use a pretty small ferro rod to drill it through there and back. But what I actually like to use it for is, of course, this is a flint and steel setup. So the flints, they do have to be, when you wear down their edges, you have to nap them back. And so that's generally what I use this for, is a pressure flaker, just so I can nap the flint edges back to being razor sharp. And of course, as you can see, there's no flint just loosely in here, and that's kind of what this Altoids tin is about. In here, I carry the char cloth, which debatably I don't really need it, because a lot of the materials in here are so flammable that the spark just from the flint will start it. But aside from that, there's a lot of char cloth packed in here. As you can see, there's a couple flints. Actually, we'll zoom this thing in on this just alone. There, I think it focused there. And so there's a couple flints. The steel is all the way buried at the bottom, so I'm not necessarily going to get that out, just because that would not be too good. But the flint is in there, and the steel's in there rather. And so, guys, that's generally my setup. There's a lot of highly combustible stuff in here. Of course, chaga. This stuff I replace a lot, and that's what I primarily use. There's also cramp balls. Some of them are broken up because this kit's kind of gets hit around in its pouch that I carry it in. So some of these cramp balls end up getting broken, but that's not really bad, because generally you break cramp balls before you use them anyways. As well, something that I love and that I kind of use as the liners to add, put some rigidity in this thing, is just what is this, like aspen, and this is just straight aspen bark. You can see it's kind of tough, and this stuff's really good for setting down with your bow drill fires, setting the underneath to catch the dust. And so that's what I really like using this for, as well as you can do the same thing with birch bark. Of course, it's basically any kind of thick bark material, and it just helps capture that dust and keep it in one area, as well as when it does start to ignite. Both of these materials are flammable, so they help aid in that dust catching on fire. So this setup's kind of for bow drills slash flint and steel. It could be used very easily with ferro rod, of course. Any of the things in here that would go up by a flint and steel could go up by a ferro rod. But generally, like I said, I just don't use ferro rods. I don't really like them. So, anyways, guys, that's my traditional fire setup, and I'm out.